What's up, YouTube? This is the Medic Hall, and today I'm bringing you my Block Dragon Burning Abyss deck for the January 2020 format. It is the final format before Master Rule 5, as far as I know, and here's my build. We're going to get into some replays and some live test hands, and then I'm going to show you the deck profile. See you guys in a few minutes. Alright, so we're going to do a couple of live test hands. Obviously, this one is terrible. What you basically want to open up with is one of your strong normal summons, like Mathematician or Tour Guide or Terratop, and then at least one level 3 extender. In this case, we got no strong normal summon, we got one strong level 3 extender. Unfortunately, we have 3 bricks. So unless we mill O-Lion or, yeah, pretty much just O-Lion with this Gallus, this hand's going to fail. So let's see what we got. Alright, we got Psychic Tracker. So, yeah, I mean, your best move here is probably to normal set this Malicious and just hope you don't get OTK'd. Let's try another hand. Alright, in this hand, we did not open up a strong normal summon, but we do have 2 level 3 extenders, so that'll take the place of the normal summon. Unfortunately, 1 for 1 sounds good, but unfortunately we drew our 2 level 1s. So hopefully we'll be able to shuffle at least one of them back with Saryuja if we don't discard it off of the danger. So, yeah, so we have to start with the danger, though, in this hand, because Psychic Tracker. We actually don't have to start with the danger, but if we start with Psychic Tracker, we have to waste our normal summon. So, I'm going to reveal the danger, and then if I roll a 1, it's this, 5 is this, 6 I'll roll again, since we have no opponent to randomly choose a card. Alright, 2, so we lose the 1 for 1. So, that's kind of worst case scenario, but it's better than losing the Psychic Tracker, actually. So now we draw a card, and we drew Gigantes, so we don't really want to draw that either. So we're going to be relying on Saryuja early. So now we got these two. Still have our normal summon, and now we're going to go into Cherubini. Basically, step 1 of this deck is to always go into Cherubini. We're going to use her effect. And we're going to send the Fiendish Rhino Warrior first. You always want to send Rhino first because, 1, you don't have that many fiends to send if you wanted to save it in case you milled it. And 2, you really need to get the earth fodder going just in case you don't mill a lot of them. So now we're going to send Graf, and Graf's going to summon Seer. Now, this is where we want that other level 3 extender. We don't have one, so what we have to do is just go straight into Saryuja. So in this case, I'm going to normal summon Dotscaper because he'll float. Another option we could have is to get a third Dark on the field and go into Curious. If we had Malicious or Destrudo in the graveyard, because otherwise they'd be level 3 and we'd go into Dante. But yeah, so now we need to special Gigantes. Remember, Seer's not dying because of Cherubini, and we'll banish one of these. Doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter at all. I guess Rhino is the better one, though, because if you bring it back off Leviair, it'll be stronger. So now we're going to go into Saryuja. We're going to make his draw effect Chainlink 1, so it can't get ashed. And then Chainlink 2, we're going to make Seer, targeting Cherubini, because the others will die. And then Chainlink 3 is going to be Dotscaper to resummon it from the grave, so we'll do that. And our aim here is to just see what we get. So these are some good normal summons, but we had to waste our normal summon. So they're going to go to the bottom of the deck for sure. Now we need to put one more down there, and I think it has to be Psychic Wielder just because we don't have a level 3. I'm probably going to summon Glow Up Bulb off Saryuja to make Curious with these 3. And then we'll save the Danger to try to make a Dante after that. So I'm going to put Psychic Wielder on the bottom of the deck. Now I'm going to activate Saryuja's 3+ effect to special Glow Up Bulb from our hand. And now we're going to make Curious with these 3 earths: Dragon, Plant, and Cyberse. Alright, there's Curious. Now, sending off Curious, we don't have Block Dragon, and that's pretty much the most important card to have in your grave. So we're going to go for Block Dragon. There's a argument to send Sea Archiver, because then we'll be able to go into Dante with the Danger, and then Sea Archiver's effect. Is there a better play? Block Dragon, Sea Archiver. I actually think that we don't have much of a further play after Block Dragon, unless we get good mills. So I actually think it's better to send the Sea Archiver here and hope that we mill one of the 3 Block Dragons versus the 1 Sea Archiver. A lot of this deck is luck, so you need to maximize your luckiness by playing the numbers. And 3 versus 1 is just a better chance to mill. So now Curious's other effect is going to mill 3. And we did not hit a Block Dragon, or anything good, really. But now we're going to activate Danger Tsuchinoko. Since it's the only card in our hand, it's going to get discarded, and then it's going to get special summoned. So we'll just special summon it. And you have to summon it to one of these zones that Curious is linking pointing to, so that you can activate Sea Archiver in the grave. You always want to make Dante with Sea Archiver if you can, just because then it'll go back to the grave instead of getting banished. And I'll use Dante's effect to mill 3. Now, if we don't hit Block Dragon here, we're going to have to panic. Okay, so we did hit Block Dragon. It was only a matter of time. Probably had a 1 in 3 chance to mill him there. So we had 26 cards left in the deck. There's 3 copies of Block Dragon, so 3 out of 26. A little better than a third. No, actually a little worse than a third, so we got lucky there. 3 out of 26 is like a ninth, 1/9 basically, if it was 3 out of 27. So we had a pretty low chance of milling Block Dragon there, but we did. And based on our opening hand, it's about time that luck went our way. And luck will go your way with this deck. You just want to keep making Saryujas, keep milling, and eventually you'll be able to make a play. Even if it's not the optimal board, it'll come. So now I can see that we can definitely make a Nat Beast. We have Glow Up Bulb and we have Giant Rex. And we definitely still want to make Fossil Dyna, which will search off Block Dragon. So I think we have the pieces to make our ideal board. Not positive. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to summon the Block Dragon. We're going to make another Saryuja. You always want to make Saryuja with Block Dragon and Dante if you can. So you can chain block Saryuja and Block Dragon with Dante. Grave effect. So we're probably going to banish Giant Rex. We're going to be able to search a Gigantes off of Block Dragon along with Fossil Dyna. So we don't need to save this Giant Rex, but we will for now. So we're going to banish Giant Rex. We already summoned Dotscaper off of its effect. So we're not going to banish that. So you can only use 1 of his 2 effects per turn. We're also going to, so we just need to banish 2 other Earths that are not Glow Up Bulb. So that one and Saryuja or Mathematician, doesn't matter. I'm going to go with Mathematician just for Leviair, just in case. And there we go. We summon Block Dragon. And then we'll activate Giant Rex's effect. And summon him over here, because we're not going to use him yet. Now we're going to make another Saryuja. Play 2 Saryuja. You'll never really need the third one. If you need the third one, then you probably used too many of your extenders to make the third one, and you won't be able to combo off. So now we're going to make Chainlink 1 Saryuja, because we want to have as many cards in our hand that we might want to put back underneath the deck as possible. Then Chainlink 2 Block Dragon to search from the deck, and Chainlink 3 Dante, because we want to get this Block Dragon off for sure. So we need to put Dante linked higher so that it happens. So we'll add Seer with Dante just because of the potential recyclability, even though most of the time you're going to put Seer back on the bottom of the deck because it doesn't do much at this point. Then we're going to search with Block Dragon. Rock monsters that equal level 8. So we definitely want Fossil Dyna and we definitely want Gigantes. If for some reason you milled too many of these, you can always search another Block Dragon. Now for Saryuja, we're going to draw 4. So what I see for sure is we definitely don't want Mathematician, and we definitely don't want Speedroid, Takatomborg, however you say it, because you obviously want to keep this in the deck. So now our last card, it's between Edgimp Sabers and Seer. You're basically not going to be summoning either one of these because we don't have Fabled Sulcius in the grave or any way to get it there. So it's basically what you think is better for recyclability, and I think they're pretty even. Obviously, Seer can bring back Dante, and Edgimp Sabers can bring back itself. We don't really have any level 3s. We kind of do in Leviair, but the chances of you bringing out a Leviair on turn 3 after they break your board is pretty small. You're mostly going to probably be going into Nightmares or a Boral Load / Boral Sword Dragon to try to re-break their board and finish them off. So I'm going to put Edge Imp Sabers back. Alright, so now we want to save Saryuja's special summon to bring out this Fossil Dyna at the end of the combo. So now we're going to make a Gnat Beast in this zone right here. So we're going to use Glow Up Bulb's effect to mill 1. We hit Gallus. That's too bad. Too bad we didn't hit Malicious or Destrudo or another combo piece, but that's okay. We're going to be just fine. We have everything we need to finish the combo. So I'm going to put these two in the grave and bring out Gnat Beast. So now what we need to do is we need to bring out Avermax and then summon the Fossil Dyna. That'll make it so they can't special summon, they can't activate spells, and they can't run over Fossil Dyna in battle. They'll have to go through Avermax first. So now we have to look in our grave. We don't have Malicious, we don't have Destrudo. We're missing a few cards that would help us extend. So basically we're going to need to take full advantage of Block Dragon not being once per turn. So hopefully we have 6 Earths. We don't need Glow Up Bulb anymore because we use this. That's 1. Gallus is 2. Gallus is 3. Gigantes is 4. Saryuja's 5. So we do have 6. We have Dotscaper and Giant Rex. We already used their effects this turn, so we don't really want to use them for banish fodder, but we'll be fine. We also need Earths for Gigantes, so we're probably going to have to use both of them anyway. So we're going to summon Block Dragon. Using the monsters we don't care about first, just in case. And then we're going to summon Gigantes, banishing another Earth. Yeah, so we're definitely going to need to use all of them. But now we can link these off. Problem with Avermax is the monsters need to be special summoned from the extra decks. We need to kind of waste our Nightmares and our Space Insulator. So we'll bring out Cerberus first, just for this co-link protection, just in case that somehow comes up. Now we're going to summon Block Dragon again. And we have just enough Earths in the grave to summon out the second Gigantes as well. And we're going to summon Space Insulator. We also could have summoned Nightmare Phoenix if we were going second and they had back row per se. Now we're going to link these off for Avermax. And we're going to activate Saryuja to special summon Fossil Dyna. Now, obviously, that was not easy. And a lot of the time, it will be much easier. Also, we would have been stopped in our tracks by one hand trap at any time. So that's pretty much the worst case scenario, and the good news is you can still usually make your board with just like one good mill. There's a small amount of luck. To show that we didn't get overly lucky, here are all the other options we could have milled in that time. We could have milled Edge Imp Sabers, which would have given us another monster. We could have milled Destrudo, another monster. We could have milled Malicious, which would have given us 3 more monsters. We could have milled O-Lion, which would have given us 1 more monster. So we had a lot of things that could have been milled. Even Sulcius, we would have had to find a way to make it work, but it could have worked. We also could have not hit the 1-for-1 off the danger and then put back one of the level 1s with Saryuja and then used 1-for-1 to turbo it out of the deck. So that's pretty much your ideal first turn board, and we did it even running into a lot of problems. So let's do another test hand and see how it goes. Maybe this time I'll try playing through a hand trap. Alright, so here's my deck profile for Block Dragon Burning Abyss. RIP Sekka's Light, but hello Double Tour Guide. So I'm playing 3 Mathematician. Tour Guide is better to start your combo, but Mathematician is just as good. With Tour Guide, you can get all the way to Cherubini, Dante. Without any level 3 extender, with Mathematician, you need 1. Rhino is very important. You don't want to open this, but if you do, it's kind of like Tour Guide, but you need that level 3 extender because you'll be summoning Rhino with Tour Guide. 3 Burning Abyss, you only play the floaty ones. You can also play Farfa as an interruption for Beatrice to send, or as another name. I'm not sure what you would want to take out for that, but it is a good and accepted option. Triple Block Dragon. You need to see this, or your combos won't go far. That's why you have to play 3. You really only need... You only need 1, really, but you need to see it. So that's why you need to play it at 3. If you don't mill it, you send it off Curious. It's your number 1 send card, because it's like a Dragon Ruler, basically. Summon it from the hand or grave. You search stuff, and it's not once per turn. It's even better than Dragon Ruler, because those were once per turn. Gigantes and Fossil Dyna, these are your Block Dragon searches. These are your rocks. A lot of people play, what is it, the Earth Spirit? Oh no, it's the Rock Spirit. Yeah, there it is, the Rock Spirit. This is just another name you could play. I find that it's too many, and it's not like you need to search 2 different named ones. You can search double Gigantes if you want. It's got 200 more attack, and its effect is way better. It's a Heavy Storm. A lot of the times, if you're going second, you'll just crash this, wipe out their back row, and then combo off in the main phase 2 and lock them out for their next turn. Next, we play a bunch of extenders. We have Dot Scaper and Glow Up Bulb, good level 1s for 1-for-1. Earth targets to banish, and they float. Dot Scraper lets you special summon it from the grave if it's sent there, or if it's banished, you can also special summon it. You normally don't use the banished one because you already used the grave one, and you can only use one per turn, but it's there for turn 2 if you get that far without your opponent scooping it up. Glow Up Bulb is crucially important to make Nat Beast. There's nothing much to say. You really want to see this. If you already milled a Block Dragon, you will send it off Curious a lot of the time. Or if you draw Foolish Burial, you'll send it a lot of the time. Because most of your, like all your other cards have options. You can use Giant Rex or Gigantes for the level 4 Earth, but you only have 1 Earth Tuner. Then we have Giant Rex. This card's just amazing. It's just free advantage off of being milled. And it's an Earth to be banished for Block Dragon or Gigantes. Then we play 2 Dangers, 2 Tsuchinoko, and 2 Jackalope. These are really good. They're level 3. They start you up. You can also use them later to make extra extenders for your Saryuja number 2, or your Avermax, or your Leviair. They're just really good. not using your normal summon cards. You could play Nessie for a third danger, but the problem is it's not level 3 and you really need space, and it's not really necessary. Next we have Sea Archiver. This card's really good. You mill it, it's a free advantage. Even if you draw it, you can use it as a level 3 extender at the beginning. Edge Imp Sabers, another good level 3. A lot of the time, if you draw too many Burning Abysses, Malabranches, you'll send this off of Rhino Warrior if you need another level 3, or if you don't have enough cards to draw for Sulkius, or if you actually can't go to the Rhino and you need to just send a level 3. This will be a good one a lot of the time, along with Sea Archiver. Next we have Gallus. This card is literally amazing. It's the reason why we play such a low spell count, because we need to mill a monster to use it. But it's free, and it deals damage, and it's another mill. Most of the time. Like, not most of the time, but at least around 50% of the time, you'll actually mill something that you can use to keep going with Gallus. You just always want to see this card, and you always want to be milling more cards. And that's why it's so important. Then we have Psychic Tracker and Psychic Wielder. These are just some Earth level 3 extenders. Wielder's a tuner, which helps with Barkion if you side it in. Then we have O-Lion. This is what you ideally send with Mathman, most of the time, because it summons a level 3 token, which you use to make Cherubini. Destrudo, this card's amazing for making Curious. If you mill it, it's a Dark Dragon. It's the only one in your deck. And you usually have 2 darks after your Cherubini Dante combo, and you need that third one, which is either going to be Destrudo or Malicious, if not another danger. Malicious is the next card. This card's amazing. If you mill it, you get 2 summons. It's also great to summon off Saryuja if you hard draw it, or to discard with Sulkius if you hard draw it. Sulkius is like your backup Malicious. If you draw it, it'll let you discard Malicious and another monster to special summon it. Then you can banish your Malicious, summon another Malicious, and make Beatrice. It's sendable off Fiendish Rhino, and it's great, even though you have to discard 2. Then we have Terratop and Takatomborg. I'm back and forth on this one. It's great to open up Terratop. If you open up Terratop, it's basically Tour Guide without wasting your normal summon. You actually still need a level 3 extender with this, because it doesn't summon Rhino, it summons Takatomborg. But luckily, you didn't even use your normal summon. So you could even use this and then go into one of Mathman or Tour Guide or any level 3 in the deck. Then we have Foolish Burial. This card searches your entire deck, basically, because your graveyard is like your second hand. You want to see this every single game. You won't, because it's limited, but whenever you do, it's just an insanely powerful card. 1 for 1. Glow Up Bulb is so important to make your Nat Beast, because obviously it's the only way. So you want to play this as another turbo card to get that out of the deck. That's it for the main deck. Other cards you could play is the Rock Spirit, stuff like the Defrag Dragon, maybe more Dangers, maybe more Burning Abyss names, maybe Perform Ages. There's just lots of different turbo cards, but this is the build that I have found to be the best so far. As for the extra deck, you pretty much need everything in this extra deck. Leviair, you go into every time you mill. Fossil Dyna. Dante, you go into every single game. Beatrice, you only go into this really when you hard make it, since you don't really have any too many Burning Abyss monsters that you would be discarding once you already have Dante out. And then actually, even if you do, you would have nothing to send on your opponent's turn. They would interrupt them. So you never really want to make Beatrice. You also don't play anything to summon if they kill Beatrice. You never really want to make it by overlaying it on top of Dante. But it is good to have when you hard make it. Then we have Space Insulator. This helps you go into Curious. Cherubini, you use this every game to start your combo. Cerberus, Phoenix, Unicorn, these are good nightmares to break your opponent's board and also to help you make Avermax. Then we have Curious. You try to make this every game if you can, just for more mills and more sends. Avermax, you try to make this every game too to protect your Fossil Dyna. Boral Sword, this is something you make the least. You only make this when you desperately need an OTK. Say your opponent was able to break your board, but they used almost all their cards to do it. You go into a Boral Sword and you OTK them. Boral Load, you don't really go into this either, but it's there in case your opponent summons out something that you can't get over with anything else. Double Star Yuja, you go into these two pretty much every single game. And Nat Beast, you go into that every game you try. For the side, we have Psychic Wielder, Ghost Bell, and Barkion. This is for trap-heavy decks, or if you think they're going to side evenly matched, and you need to try to make a Barkion. It's pretty inconsistent to make Barkion, but at least it gives you the option instead of having no way to protect yourself from evenly matched. You have Double Nibiru for facing a deck like this, or maybe the new hero deck. Anything that spams monsters but doesn't have early negates on the field, this is what you want to side it against. Triple Humongous, this is just a good generic kaiju, which is an earth to banish for Block Dragon. A lot of people will try to stop you with floodgate monsters, and this will help you not be stopped by them. Triple Twin Twisters, back row, I have a feeling will be heavy in this upcoming format. Guru Control, Altergeist were not really touched and were actually buffed by the limiting of Red Reboot. So that's why I'm heavy on the back row, hate Red Reboot as well, and then the triple Evenlies in case you're going second and they are playing something like this, which doesn't play really any trap negates, unless they're playing Barkion, or anything else that makes a big board without spell trap negates. Anyways, guys, that's my Block Dragon Burning Abyss deck for the January 2020 format. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see more of you back on the Meta Call. And I'm out.